So this is our cow shed. This is the core of what the farming practices that we follow. What can happen in a day-to-day process very simply and naturally, I think we must respect that. And what we have lost in the last 30-40 years, it's taken 3,000 years for it to come here. That adaptability of the nature is what as a farmer we need to incorporate in our principles. So there are no do's and don't do's in farming. You learn depending on the land that you are in. When we lose our livestock, it could be cats, dogs, cows. We ensure in the memory we plant. So they're all still continue to live with us in different forms. Nature doesn't do any mistakes. Whatever is there, it's needed. We must learn to respect it. So this is our cow shed. This is the core of what the farming practices that we follow. So we have about 10 cows, all of them desi. Malnad Gidda, obviously the local ones. We have Gir and Amritmal as well, and now we have Sahibal. And they are free range cows. So we leave them in the morning and they come in the evening. We do not really interfere in their day-to-day process. They go to the forest, they eat what they want, the greens are there. Sometimes when they come, we give them our own paddy hay that we have. And there are no other supplements given apart from sometimes if they are carrying, if they are pregnant, we might give a certain hindis that is needed for their calcium strengthening and all that. Otherwise, we don't wear them. So after we moved in about 2 years ago, so in that I think we have 3 new calves, 4. One we lost, so 3 of them are born here and they have been a joy to watch, as I can say. So if you notice, we de-weed every day in the farm and that is what comes here, and our cows get to eat this in the evening. See, I mean, there are companies and equipments available now which converts this green grass using a machine into manure. But here we don't interfere. I mean, it's in the sense what can happen naturally. There is no need for unnecessary mechanization or equipments. It's not needed. I think we are complicating our whole life much more. What can happen in a day-to-day process very simply and naturally, I think we must respect that. The urine and the cow dung is all washed every day into this, and that goes into our slurry tank. And that gets filtered and moves there, and from there we use sprinkler or pipe and use it for all our irrigation. So this is the only manure that we are giving for our crops. This, if you notice, we have planted a plant here. We lost our bull a couple of days ago. So this is something that we follow here. When we lose our livestock, it could be cats, dogs, cows. We ensure in the memory we plant. So they're all still continue to live with us in different forms. And when we came, this was an abandoned land without even a fence, you know, completely taken over by the forest. So what we have done is only taken parts where we felt we need to cultivate and left everything as it is. For example, this is the forest frame. We have left it, and if you see the things behind, we are not going to touch or meddle with it because we do not need that space. We have taken what we need for a house and for a farm, and everything else will continue to remain as it is. And there's no point what has taken 20-30 years to grow to uproot that and then make something which is only useful for you, because this could be useful for the land or this entire thing in general. Nature doesn't do any mistakes. Whatever is there, it's needed. We must learn to respect it. So we have made these kind of points at various parts of our land. So everything moves through gravity. This is both rainwater harvest as well as water that flows from the spring above. So we keep it as an emergency. Of course, we have put some fishes, but the snakes, the wild turtles all have come on their own, and there is a lot of life in this tank that we have. And it's imperative that whatever you create, it's not dead, you know, it's alive. So these life forms that have, of course, we have introduced a few fishes, but after that, what has followed, that whole ecosystem keeps the vibrations and the vibes of this place alive. So this is what we need to create throughout the land. That is not just a stagnant and a clean, sanitized water that is available. Everywhere you need to introduce life. And the other thing is, when we clean either once or twice a year, the water, which is, we have dried leaves which fall and it forms a manure, which is again fed to all our crops. Just to elaborate as to what we can learn from nature. So when we use the word root, what we understand as it's always below the ground. But here there are enough examples where trees develop aerial roots when too much water is not good for its own growth. So what you understand from this is that nature is never constant. It's not like a set of rules, you put this has happened. There is constant evolution and they change and adapt. That adaptability of the nature is what, as a farmer, we need to incorporate in our principles. So there are no do's and don't do's in farming. You learn depending on the land that you are in. You develop, see what the land speaks, develop your own set of practices which works best for that particular set of land. For example, since we are in the forest farm, we have a lot of mulching material, and we learn that, you know, when the summer comes, these mulching materials will be used. Similar practices is what we are going to use in all our crops as well. But if your farm is, say, in the plains, it's in the plains or somewhere else, you might adapt something else which is more suitable for that particular terrain and climate. So nowadays, the beauty of Western Ghats is getting leveled. If you notice, everywhere there are machines, they're flattening the land, they're converting into commercial crops. But then it results in landslides and we start blaming nature for it, heavy rains. No, I think we are at fault. So as far as possible, unless it's absolutely necessary, please do not go beyond 4 to 5 feet. That's the max that you can level out, and only for the purpose that you need. Maintain the balance, but here we needed to build something, so we ensure that we just go that much. And if you want, you can do terrace formations on that, but avoid tampering with thousands of years of soil settlement and erosion, wind, whatever it has settled. Please do not tamper with it. And what we have lost in the last 30-40 years, it's taken 3,000 years for it to come here. And so conveniently, in 30 years, we are changing the whole landscape of this region, making it look like anything else. I think we should be a little more conscious about how we deal with our soil.